Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome. And on behalf of the Carnegie Idea Academy, we're thrilled that you're here as tutors, students, and parents, and grandparents. My name is Weinberg, and I come from Eastern Kentucky, but we're happy to be in Lexington because half of Lexington is Eastern Kentucky. So we have a contingency from the mountains today that has joined us for 3 weeks. We're happy to have folks, both students and tutors, who have come to join us. We want to give gratitude today to the Carnegie Center for being such a welcoming place for our work. For this is the 5th year, staff, including Director Neil Chethik, have been accommodating, and they have been so collaborative as we have endeavored to do the work that we do with children who learn differently. This is an award ceremony. We have come to celebrate the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this 3-week period. With flexibility, patience, and hard work, what we've seen is learning take place. We have seen life skills, we have seen academic confidence, we have seen reading progress. We know that dyslexia has many facets, and at the Carnegie Idea Academy we work on the challenges and we reinforce the strengths of each one of our children. Another aspect of what we must do is to advocate for what is needed for our children when they go back to school. The Carnegie Idea Academy is on the road to improvement for each student, but there's more work to be done when we leave here. We need to have schools that are responsive to the needs of each one of our children that has a learning difference, who has special talents. I'm going to hand out a call to action for you to take home with you and to study on behalf of IDEA. IDEA has a Facebook page and soon to have a website. And we want you to write your story and to submit it so that it can be submitted to the Dyslexia Task Force that is in conversation with the Commissioner of Education at the Kentucky Department of Education. This is important if we are to ever have change in our schools. Let's see, Ms. Fry, can you come help me hand out? Ms. Hubbard, can you help me hand out two? Justin. Our job is to make a difference, not only with our own child, but to give back so that the other children who aren't able to be here at Carnegie can also make the improvement and have the positive experience that our children have had. I want to say that if there is an interest in contacting each other, that is the families who participated, and there are 19 families who participated this year, contact me. If any of you who are on my contact list, and those are the ones that have been responsible for getting children here, if you do not wish to be on that list, let me know. Otherwise, if somebody asks for the list so that there can be a contact, I'll give that to them. I want to point out that there are things stuck around in this room. Number one, there is a sign thanking Toyota, who contributed to this effort and for scholarships. Underneath it, it says, helping us to go to places we want to go. And then they have cars all over the place, Camrys. So they're going places and Toyota is helping. And over on the other side are just their signatures of gratitude to Toyota. Also, there is a Dyslexic Advantage poster, which actually outlines in very technical terms, actually, the talents and strengths that our children have. I want to remind you that on the table, there is a parent evaluation of the program, There are also materials for the Kentucky chapter of the International Dyslexia Association. That's our Kentucky group that is going strong to bring awareness and to bring attention to what needs to happen. I encourage any or all of you to join the National International Dyslexia Association. The information, the contact is just priceless. If you don't want to join, you just go to the website. It's rich with information and the stuff we can figure out our children need to know. Okay, thank yous. First of all to Carnegie. Second of all to Ms. Houston. Where is she? She's got my back as usual. She's got my back. To Ms. McNew, who is our supervisor in training. Where is she? Over here. To the auditory and social values tutors and supervisors, Ms. Williams, Ms. Weinberg, Ms. Clemens in the back. Always. To each one of the tutors and the talents that they have brought to their work every single day. Their talent of patience, their talent of insight, their talent of just caring for each child. We're thankful that Ms. Martinez and also Ms. Verhoeven came out of retirement to help us. We're thankful for the townhouse crew that backed us up when necessary, Mr. Mills on technology, and for Mr. Ernie Benko, who is from Letcher County and has joined us today to do some video work that we hope we can take parts of and put up on the new IDEA Center for Excellence website. Soon to come, soon to come. We're thankful and grateful and want to recognize every parent and grandparent and guardian and loved one who's here today, who's trusted us to work this intensely, this intimately with your student. We trust that it's been a positive experience and that as you go forward into school, that you'll see not only the academic improvement, but also the level of confidence in your student. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Neil Chethik, who's director of the Carnegie Center.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited to be here, and I especially wanted to thank all of you for doing the work that you do, which is some of the hardest work that there is in education. But before I do that, the idea for IDEA came from Lois Weinberg. She deserves a big round of applause. This is a lot. She actually came to me 5 years ago, just when I was starting here at the Carnegie Center, and I had already read about how many children had dyslexic characteristics, but I didn't know very much about how we could address that problem. And then this angel walks in the room and says, here's how we could solve that problem, or begin to solve that problem. So she is the one who is the strength and backbone behind this organization. Every year, I sneak downstairs at least once or twice because I want to get a little of the energy that comes from the children and meeting with the tutors every single day. It gets quiet around here during the summer, so every now and then I'll sneak down, and when I get to the bottom of the stairs, I'll hear this little buzz in the air, just a little buzz, and then I'll walk down that hall toward where your room is, and it gets into kind of a rumble, and then I'll walk right into the room, and it's like a full symphony of learning going on. And what it is that each one of you is in a conversation with somebody over here, and you're just buzzing together. And then when all of you talk, you all start to buzz. It's like your little instruments. And eventually, it sounds like music to me. And it inspires me to come back up here and to continue to try to spread that energy of learning and of getting excited about learning. So I want to thank you for doing that. And I also want to congratulate each and every one of you for having gone through this and for giving it all that you have had. I know it wasn't easy at times, and it was long periods of time sitting down, and it's the summer, and you might like to be outside more, but this is something that I think you'll treasure in the months and years ahead. So we're very happy to have you here this year, and we hope that you'll come back again. Thank you.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce State Representative from the 75th House District, Fayette County, Representative Kelly Flood. And we're pleased that she's here because she works with the education budget in Frankfort. This is a key element of how the new day of dawning of improvement in our schools for the students who are caught in the achievement gap will be resolved. And we appreciate the attention and the concern that a state representative who is very influential in making things happen in Frankfort, for her attention to what we're doing and to the need that we're calling her to look at. So at this time, Representative Kelly Flood.
It is so good to be here with you. I come into politics with one real goal, and that was to make sure that I stayed a lifelong learner in leaving a better world. And each of you, as a student, who I believe are the real prophets in our midst, you're people who have learned early in life that in order to be a lifelong learner, you have to be willing to do anything to stay on it. And all of us are in it together about how each of us learns uniquely. Thank you for being teachers to all of us about how to stay current, learn for your life, and make sure that you know how to make it work for you. And thanks for all of you caring as much as you do about your own learning to come out and be a part of this. Now, I happen to chair the budget subcommittee that plans the budget for people your age in schools. I want you to know that I care profoundly and get it, that in order for each of us to thrive as people in our schools, we need to make sure we have mentors throughout the entire process. Everybody really needs it. You will hear about it more because dyslexia kids are supposedly the ones who model this more than others. Thank you for that. I know it's true for every student. I know I needed it. I know my son needed it. I know everybody needs modeling and mentoring in life. So that costs a little bit of money. When you have volunteers is one thing. When you want to make sure everybody can thrive in school, you have to pay for this service, and it's worth paying for. It's what I think of as the best jobs available, and where we all could be pitching in to make sure it's available for everybody. So know that when I put a budget together in the years ahead, as I've already been doing, I'm going to be making sure that that commitment to your thriving in school, because you want somebody to be with you in the process that helps keep you steady, is worth it to me and to the arguments I'll be making to have a strong school system. The other thing I wanted you to know is that Dr. Pruitt, the Commissioner of Education, is somebody I believe gets this too. He has a lot of pieces to this puzzle of creating strong schools on his plate, but I know that if you make the time, I trust you will make as people informed like you are, to visit with him and help him understand why it matters that we have mentoring in the school system for any child who needs it. That all of what we call the achievement gap is really a bridge to a better way of even learning together. Having mentors in the school system that we are willing to pay for is a wise move for every single one of us. Teachers thrive, parents thrive, students thrive. Thank you for the courage to be lifelong learners. Thank you for your dedication as parents and family to say, we're here, we have your back. Thank you for the vision of organizing. It's really an organizational vision and which is no small feat, and all of you who said, sure, we're going to come along and make sure it's possible. I am around and available to each and every one of you in the work ahead, and know that you have my ear. Thank you.
This is the fun part of the program, because at this time, we're going to recognize our students. And the first recognition is given by Mrs. Deanna Houston, and I'm going to give this to her.
Okay, I'm going to put it back in here. I don't trust myself. Before I get started, I do want to take just a minute to say thank you to all my tutors over here. We couldn't have done it without you. Everybody pitched in. Let's hear it one more time for the tutors. And I have to say thank you to all the children. I mean, you guys have been awesome this summer. You've pitched right in. You guys have been flexible. So let's hear it for the students who gave it their all. And I can't leave out the parents and guardians and friends, because you guys, like she said, trusted us to work intimately with your students and your children. So pat yourselves on the back. Let's hear it for the parents. Guys, thank you so much. Okay, we've changed our format just a little bit. If you've been here before, I'm not going to stand up here and talk about all of the awards. I'm going to let the people who know them best for this summer do that. They have graciously volunteered, the tutors, to come up and help to hand out the awards. So I told them I would start. So I get the pleasure of presenting today the Walt Disney Award. I'm very honored to give out this award today because I think this represents a lot of our students. Disney is famous for saying, if you can dream it, you can do it. And that's our motto for our kids. Walt Disney was a shy child growing up. Little did his parents know that he would become the creator of Mickey Mouse and the founder of Disneyland and Walt Disney World. As Walt Disney has also been quoted as saying, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And I know our students are full of courage. He's won many awards. Walt Disney, 22 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globes, Oscars. He's racked up on all the awards because he's a creative genius. Well, the student that's getting this award today is also a creative genius. He has a wonderful imagination and never runs out of ideas. This student also has high standards, like Disney's known for. Anyone who's seen this student's handwriting, penmanship, knows high standards of excellence. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to present this year's Walt Disney Award to Mr. Gavin Houston. Gavin. Miss Lois will give you your award. Shake your hand. He's got his memory book from downstairs. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Nichols for the next award.
Hello. It is my pleasure to introduce the Jay Leno Award. Jay Leno is a well-known comedian and late-night talk show host who is known for his silly humor and ability to make people smile. This student always had an ability to always put a smile on our faces and was a real pleasure to work with. And this award goes to Mr. Baylor.
Tommy Hilfiger is an American fashion designer best known for founding the lifestyle brand Tommy Hilfiger Corporation. The student receiving this award is always sharply dressed and well put together. Like Tommy Hilfiger, the student uses his creativity to imagine and come up with new things. The Tommy Hilfiger Award goes to Mr. Kostic. I'm Weinberg, and I'm honored to be presenting the Hans Christian Andersen Award. Hans Christian Andersen is known for his fairy tales and his big imagination. When I think of fairy tales and big imagination, I think of Miss Amelia Jones.
I'm Miss Ball, and I have the honor of giving the Selma Hayek Award. This award goes to a young lady who strives for greatness and has a commanding presence when she walks into a room, just like Selma Hayek. Even though she's absent today, this award goes to Miss Kathleen Langston. And then I'm also presenting the Bella Thorne Award. And just like Bella Thorne, the student's always full of life and never gives up. And she's also not here, but this goes to Miss Paige Langston.
I'm Miss Hendry. Thomas Alva Edison was a true innovator. He invented the light bulb, the motion picture camera, and much more. Like Edison had, this student has a bright future in front of him. The winner of the Thomas Alva Edison Award is Mr. Caden Arnold.
I'm Ms. Kinzer. I'm excited to be presenting the Stephen King Award. This award represents a student who's creative, has a great imagination, and even sometimes a knack for telling supernatural and magical stories. But we believe the student that best represents this award is Miss Olivia Hubbard.
Hello, I'm Mr. Reed, and I'm presenting the Cher Award. Cher was well known for being in many movies and for being in many acting roles, for creating a lot of different music, but also for her political activism and philanthropy. So in other words, she's sort of a Renaissance woman of her time. And I think that the student that deserves this award is also very stylish and also cares about everyone. So it's my pleasure to give the Cher Award to Miss Johnson.
I'm Miss Samantha Hubbard. I'm presenting the Joe Montana Award. Joe Montana is a famous football player. My student is receiving this award because he is loving, funny, smart, and athletic. He's very good at playing baseball. This student is Mr. Devin McGuffey.
Good morning, I'm Miss McNoon. This curious and different man struggled in school. He was often accused of daydreaming, and he didn't like going to school and eventually quit. He said school had no practical use in his life. Word is that he loved telling stories, was very talkative, and just a little bit bossy. But all of these things didn't stop him from becoming CEO of one of the most innovative technology companies ever. Steve Jobs used all of these qualities about himself to create many of his Apple products. But the most important quality that he had of all was that he believed in thinking differently. And certainly this clever young man thinks differently, talks a lot, he's just a little bit bossy. But I'm very pleased to present the Steve Jobs Award to Jackson McNew. But just like Steve Jobs will put a thing in the universe as well. Thank you.
I'm Miss Jaden Sparkman, and I'm pleased to say I have the chance to give out the Magic Johnson Award. My student is receiving this award for how hard he has pushed through his struggles and, of course, his love for basketball. Mr. Caden Rickfeld.
I'm Ms. Martinez, and I have the pleasure of presenting the Florence Walsh Award. Florence Walsh is a leading musician, singer, and songwriter. Her biggest success comes from her desire to be different. The recipient of this award has demonstrated dedication and strong will. Please join me in honoring Ms. Tiani Stewart.
Hello, Mr. Mills. And next up we have the Agatha Christie Award. Agatha Christie is a legendary author and playwright that has wrote over 66 books and some major playwrights. We're going to give this award to Miss Fry because she came in and told me in her own words, "I want to write. Let's go."
We all know who Henry Winkler is, actor, director, author. But what you may not know, and he didn't even know until he was in his 30s, is that he is also dyslexic. Like this student, Henry Winkler makes us laugh with his words and his actions. Henry Winkler is also known as one of the nicest men in Hollywood. And this student is one of the nicest young men I know. The Henry Winkler Award goes to my cousin, Seth Lovejoy.
Good morning. I'm Miss Gerald, and it's my honor to present the Carl Lewis Award. Mr. Lewis is a multi-gold medal Olympic winner. He strived for perfection and his determination inspired many. Just like the student who has been determined to accomplish his goals throughout these past 3 weeks, the Carl Lewis Award goes to Mr. Kobe Jackson. I also have the honor to present the Muhammad Ali Award. And just like Muhammad Ali, this student was always up for learning anything, and he went the extra mile to learn, and he just did his best. And I would like to present the Muhammad Ali Award to Mr. Tayshawn Jackson.
Hello, my name is Miss Williams. The next award is the Terry Bradshaw Award. Terry Bradshaw was a football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. During his 14-year career, he helped the Steelers win 4 Super Bowls. Since his retirement, he has went on to become a writer, a singer, a TV commentator, and even a motivational speaker. All of Mr. Bradshaw's determination reminds us of Mr. Ross Reed. Mr. Ross Reed shows all of us his determination in continuing to come back with us every single year.
So again, I'm Miss Hendry, and I also have the pleasure to present the Tim Tebow Award. The Tim Tebow Award goes to a student that, like Mr. Tebow himself, always works hard, sets a good example for other students, and does it with a smile on his face. The Tim Tebow Award goes to Mr. Caleb Walker.
As an added bonus, we always recognize in terms, we have read-ins and read-outs, and then we calculate the progress that each student has made. And we know that progress comes in many forms. Sometimes it comes in life skills, sometimes it comes in reading progress, sometimes it comes in confidence to go back to school and give their all. So it's not all about the numbers. But we do have a number for each group of the student who made the most progress. In group 1, and I want them to come up and let me shake their hand, is Mr. Houston. Group 2, the young lady who who made the most measurable progress in reading is Miss Amari Johnson. Now, this isn't always, these numbers go not always to the student who has worked the hardest or put out the most effort. Sometimes that's true, but we all know that each student has given it his or her best, and we recognize them for all of that hard work. But in group 3, the student who got the score that gave the most measurable progress was Mr. Lovejoy. So at this time, we will conclude our program, and we have, where are the readouts? So you can come up after we conclude, and there are the readout scores for each of your students, and Ms. Houston will have those. So thanks again for coming. We appreciate you. Let's keep on working.